You cannot exclude that they are representation of celestial ancestors. We have all these statues, and the faces of the statues do not look like the Easter Islanders.
Far out in the Pacific Ocean lies one of the world's most mysterious places, Easter Island, a remote land of enormous stone giants, ancient traditions, and long-hidden secrets. For centuries, people have marveled at the island's famous Moai statues, those massive stone heads, and wondered why they were built. Most thought they were just heads, partly buried in the ground, but new discoveries are proving that assumption wrong. Excavations have revealed that these heads are actually full-bodied statues, some towering more than 30 feet tall, and beneath them, things get even stranger. Using advanced AI technology, scientists have scanned the island without disturbing the ground, using ground-penetrating radar, drones, and 3D imaging. What they uncovered has amazed archaeologists and historians alike. The AI didn't just map rocks, it uncovered a hidden world beneath the surface. Researchers discovered underground chambers, sealed voids, and mysterious carvings etched into the buried stone. Some symbols resemble traditional Polynesian designs, while others don't match any known culture. One statue appeared to sit atop what looks like a staircase leading deep underground. Another showed patterns that could indicate tunnels or ancient vaults. Then things got even stranger. AI detected markings far below the surface that looked like writing or coded symbols. Could this be an early form of language, or messages meant to protect something sacred? Some experts now believe the Moai weren't just monuments to ancestors. They were guardians, placed deliberately above something the ancient builders wanted to hide. For decades, researchers studied Easter Island the old-fashioned way, digging carefully, layer by layer. But this process was slow, risky, and often incomplete. Now, AI can scan miles of terrain in just hours, spotting tiny details invisible to the human eye and comparing patterns across thousands of archaeological sites worldwide. In just a few days, AI revealed more about Easter Island than decades of traditional excavation ever could. The results are astonishing. Detailed 3D models of buried statues, hidden chambers, and strange symbols that could completely rewrite what we know about Polynesian history. So, what were the Rapa Nui people trying to protect? Why were these chambers sealed so carefully? No one knows for sure, but one thing is clear. Easter Island is no longer just a remote place with old statues. It's a living mystery where ancient secrets meet cutting-edge technology. Thanks to AI, the Moai are finally speaking again, and what they reveal could change how we understand the past forever. Now here's where things go from interesting to absolutely jaw-dropping. After the AI finished processing all the scans beneath the Moai statues, researchers realized they were standing on something far deeper, both literally and figuratively, than anyone ever imagined. The statues weren't just planted in the ground. Beneath them were hidden chambers, carved passageways, and symbolic markings that hadn't been touched for more than 1,000 years. Under at least 7 of the scanned Moai, the AI detected perfectly shaped man-made voids, chambers about the size of a small room, buried more than 10 feet below the surface. One scan even showed what looked like a spiral staircase, though no one knows if it actually leads somewhere or if it's just symbolic. Whatever it is, it's clear these chambers weren't formed by nature. Someone built them and then sealed them on purpose. The carvings were just as mysterious. The AI's advanced scans revealed hidden markings on the torsos and lower bodies of several statues, designs invisible to the naked eye, buried for centuries under layers of soil and erosion. Some of these patterns look like Polynesian petroglyphs, while others resemble solar symbols and spirals that could represent the stars. A few archaeologists think the carvings might have been astronomical markers, possibly part of an ancient calendar system that tracked eclipses or solstices. But others believe they could be spiritual symbols or warnings, messages from the past carved in stone to be seen by future generations. And then came the discovery that made everyone stop and stare. One isolated Moai had carvings showing what looked like a massive wave swallowing a human figure, a scene that some researchers say could represent a flood or tsunami. Could this be a memory of a real disaster? A warning passed down through generations? No one's calling it an ancient doomsday prophecy yet. But the evidence suggests one thing. These statues weren't random. They were built with meaning, purpose, and intent. AI has simply peeled back the layers and revealed just how much we still don't understand. And then things got darker. A theory began spreading online, one that's now taken over Reddit threads and conspiracy forums. It's called the containment hypothesis. According to this idea, the Moai weren't just built to honor ancestors or guide spirits. They were placed to trap something powerful, maybe even dangerous. The sealed chambers, the heavy slabs, the deep burial of entire statues. All of it could point to an ancient culture that believed something needed to stay buried, something that should never be disturbed. Sounds like a plot straight out of a horror movie, right? But even some serious scholars admit the precision and effort behind these sealed structures is unnerving. One researcher, Dr. Helena Cruz from the University of Chile, said it best. These chambers, whatever they were used for, were sealed intentionally. The effort that took, the engineering precision, it wasn't casual. Someone wanted them closed forever. That leaves experts with a haunting question. Should we open the chambers? Are we exploring history or crossing a line? The indigenous Rapa Nui people, whose ancestors built the Moai, have urged caution. They believe the land is sacred and that not everything should be uncovered, no matter how advanced our technology becomes. So the world now stands at a crossroads, torn between curiosity and respect. Of course, once the news broke, the internet went wild, because if there's one thing the online world loves more than a mystery, it's a mystery with ancient statues, secret chambers, and potential warnings from the past. Within hours, social media exploded with hashtags like Moai Secrets, Easter Island AI, and Ancient Warning. TikTok was flooded with eerie drone clips of the statues. YouTube channels dove into theories, memes, documentaries, and debates. It all spread like wildfire. And just like that, the Moai weren't just ancient relics anymore. They were global icons, symbols of mystery, power, and maybe a warning we were never meant to uncover. As soon as word got out about the AI scans on Easter Island, it was like someone lit a fuse. Within hours, hashtags like Moai Secrets, Easter Island AI, and Ancient Warning were trending all over the world. TikTok blew up with eerie drone clips of the statues, dark clouds, dramatic music, and captions like, "What did they bury beneath these things?" One viral video claiming the Moai were guarding the gates to the underworld hit over 30 million views in just 2 days. And it didn't stop there. YouTube channels that specialize in history, mystery, and conspiracy theories jumped in fast. Videos with titles like, "Is there an ancient alien prison beneath Easter Island?" Moai statues decoded, humanity was warned. Some were just for fun, but others went way beyond the line between theory and fiction. Meanwhile, Reddit turned into a full-blown investigation zone. Entire threads tried to link Moai locations to global earthquake patterns. Others compared the mysterious wave symbol carvings to ancient flood legends, from Atlantis and Sumeria to the biblical flood. Some users even suggested that Easter Island might have been a relay point, a place where knowledge from long-lost civilizations was preserved to warn future generations. It didn't take long for meme culture to join the party. Suddenly, the Moai were everywhere, plastered across timelines with captions like, "When you realize the statues were never just heads, Moai, the original apocalypse preppers. You versus the ancient evil she told you not to worry about." Even big brands tried to cash in. A streaming platform teased a new docuseries called Unearthed: The Secrets Beneath the Moai. A sci-fi author rushed out a thriller novel about ancient beings and a buried prophecy on Easter Island. In just a few weeks, the Moai weren't just stone statues anymore. They became pop culture icons. But of course, not everyone was thrilled. Historians and archaeologists started warning that all this viral hype was distorting the truth, spreading wild theories instead of facts. Indigenous Rapa Nui leaders also spoke up, asking people to treat their heritage with respect, not turn it into entertainment. Still, the fascination hasn't faded. The story has everything people love: ancient ruins, advanced technology, hidden messages, and maybe even a warning from the past. It taps into something primal, that feeling that maybe, just maybe, our ancestors knew something we've forgotten. And let's be real, in a time of AI breakthroughs, climate worries, and global uncertainty, people are hungry for meaning. Whether the Moai hold lost knowledge, spiritual power, or just incredible ancient engineering, one thing's for sure: they've captured the world's imagination like never before. As theories spread and secrets resurface, one thing is becoming clear: this changes everything. The AI discoveries on Easter Island haven't just amazed people online. They've started a serious conversation in the scientific world. Because when artificial intelligence can scan, analyze, and interpret thousands of years of history in just a few days, we're not just uncovering the past anymore. We're redefining how we study it. Archaeology used to be slow, delicate work, digging by hand, cataloging every find, and waiting years for results. But now, with AI, researchers can process millions of data points in minutes, detect patterns no human could ever see, and make predictions that used to take decades. That's not just faster, it's revolutionary. And Easter Island is becoming the symbol of this new era, and the implications go far beyond Easter Island. If AI can uncover buried chambers and ancient carvings in the middle of the Pacific, imagine what it could reveal beneath the sands of Egypt, deep in the Amazon, or under the ruins of ancient Mesopotamia. Right now, universities and tech labs are joining forces on similar AI scan projects at Göbekli Tepe in Turkey, Angkor Wat in Cambodia, and many more sacred sites. Some are already calling it a second renaissance, a new age of rediscovery powered not by shovels, but by algorithms. The difference this time, instead of just unearthing artifacts, we might finally uncover the truth behind the legends that shaped our civilization. With all this new power comes some big questions. How do we explore history without disrespecting it? How do we balance scientific curiosity with cultural respect? Indigenous communities around the world are speaking up, reminding researchers that sacred sites aren't just data points, they're living traditions. The Rapa Nui people, whose ancestors built the Moai, have urged extreme caution before opening the newly discovered chambers. They want to make sure their heritage isn't treated like a museum exhibit. Or worse, clickbait. There's another challenge too. Technology has its limits. AI can show us what's buried and suggest theories, but it can't fully interpret meaning the way humans can. Culture, belief, and symbolism aren't just patterns in data. They're human experiences shaped by history and emotion. Without care, we risk losing the very nuance that makes archaeology so fascinating. Still, it's impossible not to feel awe at what's happening. For the first time, we're uncovering the past, pixel by pixel, rather than digging blindly. The Moai have stood for centuries as silent guardians of a forgotten world. Now, thanks to AI, they're speaking again. And for the first time, the world is listening. Even after all these discoveries, we've only scratched the surface, literally and metaphorically. The AI scans didn't just reveal stone and strange symbols. They revealed the possibility that entire chapters of human history have been lying just out of reach, waiting for the right tools and the right questions to bring them to light. What's most humbling isn't how advanced AI is. It's how human the mystery remains. These statues weren't built just for decoration or prestige. They were part of something bigger, something sacred, maybe even urgent. Were they warning signs? Spiritual sentinels? Ancient timekeepers? One thing is clear, the people who built them knew things we've forgotten. Now, piece by piece, AI is helping us remember. But with that knowledge comes responsibility to investigate without destroying, to question without disrespecting, to explore not just with data, but with empathy. Because sometimes the most important discoveries aren't what's buried beneath the statues. They're what those mysteries teach us about ourselves, our past, and the future we're shaping. So here we are, left with a question that echoes through time, across the stone faces of the Moai and into the digital eyes of AI. What else have we misunderstood? What else is still waiting to be uncovered? Beneath these silent giants, the past is still whispering, and we're only just beginning to understand what it's saying. Stay curious. Keep exploring the unknown, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that uncover the world's deepest secrets.